श्रीमान् वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि प्रणामं लक्ष्मणमुनि प्रतिगृह्णातु मामकं प्रसादयति यत्सूक्तिः स्वाधीनपतिकां श्रुतिम्. So we have been enjoying and immersing ourselves in the wonderful divine Kalyana Gunams of Perumal Sarveshwaran Sriyapati Sriman Narayana. We have given a brief account of the five essential attributes which determine the Swarupam of Perumal. Swarupa Nirupaka Dharmas: Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam, Amalatvam. So these five essential attributes that determine the Swarupam of the Supreme Deity. Then the six principal attributes, Shad Gunas, which constitute the definition of Bhagavan, that exhibit the supremacy of Sriyapati Sriman Narayana. Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Sakti, Tejas, the six principal attributes, Kalyana Gunams. Then followed by Nirupita Swarupa Visheshanas, the 19 other Gunams: Sausilya, Vatsalya, Mardava, Arjava, Sauharta, Samya, Karunya, Madhurya, Gambhirya, Audarya, Chaturya, Stairya, Dhairya, Shaurya, Parakrama, Satyakama, Satyashankalpa, Krititva, Kritagnyata, Asankheya Kalyana Gunaganaga Maharnava. Ocean of Kalyana Gunas, numerous Kalyana Gunas, infinite auspicious attributes, says Swami Emperumana Sri Bhashyakara in Sharanagati Katyam. So these are, though the secondary qualities are countless, these qualities are very useful for the devotees, for the bhaktas, Bhagavatottamas, seeking the protection from him. It gives us a motivation, inspiration for going to him fearlessly, with no apprehension, with a feeling of belongingness to Perumal, for his Vatsalyam. Ramanuja has selected these 19 just to bring out the grandeur of the Perumal's Kalyana Gunams. The enumeration of these Kalyana Gunams is not to be taken as an imagination of Ramanuja. It is to indicate the majestic magnanimity, the picture, the Parama Dayalu Gunam of Perumal, accepting that he has got infinite such Kalyana Gunas. As we have indicated, these are formulated by Emperumanar Sri Bhashyakara not from the air but from the Upanishadic text. The statements made in the Pancharatra, Sri Pancharatra Agamam, the statements made in Puranas, which in turn elucidate, highlight these wonderful Upanishadic Vakyams. We find elaborate, extensive expression of these Kalyana Gunams in Alvar poems, verses, Pasurams. They have the mystic experience of Perumal. These are therefore very well established Kalyana Gunams of Perumal, in accordance with Shastras, in accordance with Puranas, Itihasas, Upanishads, in accordance with Alvar Pasurams, and have to be admitted by any sound system that declares through Ramanuja's wonderful Churnikai. So, Perumal, as per our Sri Vaishnava Sat Sampradaya, Perumal is Akilaheya Pratyanikan, devoid of all imperfections, Ananta Kalyana Guna Visishtan. He is endowed with most auspicious infinite attributes, Kalyana Gunams. He is Purushottaman. According to Ramanuja, the Vedanta Sutram also refers to this Ubhaya Lingatvam, which is Akileheya Pratyanikan, Ananta Kalyana Guna Visishtan. So that is why he kept on repeating these lines in Sharanagati Gadyam. Akileheya Pratyanika Ananta Kalyana Gunaganauga Maharnavan. So we finished that Churnikai, Swabhavika Anavadikadiseya, Now there are also two more ways in which Emberumanar addresses Perumal. He calls Perumal as Artikalpaka. Arti means the one who begs, one who needs. Arti, the one who seeks. So Arti Yasipavar. Kalpakam Karpaka Vriksham. Karpaka Vriksham is the Vriksham in Devaloka which grants anything and everything that people need, ask. When people go and ask for gold coins, it will give gold coins. When people ask for white elephant, it will give white elephant. When people go and ask for 10 kilo of basmati rice, it will give basmati rice. That is Karpaka Vriksham. Perumal also is called Artikalpaka. He is like a Kalpaka Vriksham to all those who seek from him. That's the direct meaning. Our Purvacharyas explain it so beautifully when Ramanuja addresses Perumal as Artikalpaka, Apatsakha, Artikalpaka. Artinam Yasipavargalukku Kalpakaha, வேண்டியவற்றை தரும் கல்பக விருட்சமானவனே. So this is based on Shashti Tatpurusha Samasam, Aram Vetrumai Togai. Srimad Aishinger mentions there is also very many multi-dimensional meanings of this. Artis Chasau Kalpakascha Karmadharaya Samasam, Iru Peyarottu Panbu Togai. So here the Kalpaka Vriksham can give only when somebody goes there and sits under the tree, stays under the tree and asks for. Whereas Perumal is not like that. Perumal comes to us through Utsavams, through very many ways, through Bhagavatottamas, and he says he is ready, he is willing, he is ever ready. And he says, take it, ask. Even without asking, he gives us. He is the one who gave us this beautiful birth for us with all those 5 limbs that work. He is the one who gave us this birth, these parents, this kulam, this bhagyam of listening to these things, of being able to be a Sri Vaishnavan. Shataprakashikacharya, the way he wrote in Sanskrit, Periyavachan Pillai writes in Tamil, Artikalpaka, தன் தலையாலே இறந்து கொடுக்கும் அவனுக்கு இறந்தார்க்கு கொடாதொழிக்க போகுமோ. When he is ever willing to give even without our asking, when we ask, would he not give? He would shower. And அர்த்திப்பார்க்கும் கடக்க நின்று தன்னையொழிந்த சிலவற்றை கொடுத்துவிடும் பூண்டு போலேயோ. It's not just like that, just a tree that grants something, whatever that one seeks. அர்த்திகளையும் உண்டாக்கி தானே இருந்த சகல பலப்பிரதனான உன்னையும் தருகிற நீ என்னையாக்கி எனக்கே தன்னை தந்த கற்பகம் என்ன கடவதிரே. அதுபோல நாரும் நரம்புமாய் இருக்க என்றிக்கே அபார சௌந்தர்ய மகோததே என்னும்படியாரே இருப்பது. What a beautiful line Paramakarunika Sri Periyavachan Pillai mentioned. He says, the Kalpaka Vriksham is the one that which is achetan, which is like standing as a tree and grants whatever that one goes to the tree and seeks. Whereas Perumal showers even without our asking. And which is what is the problem when somebody goes and asks, he would definitely give more. Not just that, he would give himself. Yannayaki yanakke tannai tanda karpagam, says Nammalvar. He would grant himself much more than what you are asking. And not just that, it's not like narum narambumai, like the Karpaka Vriksham is full of rugged, rusty and so hard, so tough skin. Nobody would feel like going and hugging Kalpaka Vriksham. Nobody would feel like going, enjoying Kalpaka Vriksham. Whereas our Lord, Sriyapati Sriman Narayana, is so majestic, Ajanubahu, Sarva Apara Saundarya Mahodate, the version of divine Saundaryam, Apara Saundaryam, Pumsam Drishti Chitta Apaharinam. Even to look at him is so Parama Bhogyam, let alone hug, kiss, enjoy him. So when the Kalpakavriksham is so beautiful and when we feel like hugging him, so number one, he grants himself. Number two, he comes on his own and gives much more than what we ask for. Number three, whatever that we ask for, he is ready to give. Even without asking, he is willing to give. And number four, he is so handsome, majestic, magnanimous to even look at. When such is the case, you cannot imagine how much we are going to be benefited. Parama bhogyam, not like the tree which is not at all bhogyam. So, நீ தரும் வஸ்துக்கள் போக்யம், நீ போக்யம், அவற்றை தரும் நீயும் பரம போக்யம். அப்படிப்பட்ட நீ இருக்க எனக்கென்ன குறை? நான் உன்னை யாசிக்கவும் வேண்டுமோ? Should I ask for you? You yourself would give. பத்மநாபன் உயர்வர உயரும் பெரும் திரளோன். திருவாய்மொழி 2.7.11. எற்பரன் என்னையாக்கிக் கொண்டு எனக்கே தன்னை தந்த கற்பகம் என் அமுதம் கார் முகில் போலும் வெங்கடனல் வெற்பன் விஷும்போர் பிரான் எந்தை தாமோதரனே. Padmanabhan, he from the Nabhi Kamalam, Chaturmukha Brahma came and created this. Because of he created Chaturmukha Brahma, looking at the Nabhi Kamalam, he is Jagat Karanan, we can find out. He has got infinite auspicious attributes. கல்யாண குணங்கள் அனைத்தையும் உடையவன். இப்படிப்பட்டவன் என்னையே விரும்புகிறவனாய் இருக்கிறான். So, such Sriyapati Sarveshwaran, Jagat Karanan, he is desirous of me. And not just that, he wants to grant me like the Kalpakavriksham. And not just that, he wants to grant himself to me. So, எனக்கே ஆக்கிக் கொண்டு என்னைக்கே என்னை தந்த கற்பகம். எம்பெருமான் ஒரு கற்பக விருட்சம். And this ஈட்டில் நம்பிள்ளை mentions for this பாசுரம். Number 1, அர்த்திகளை உண்டாக்கி கொடுக்க மதில்லையிரே அதுக்கு. 2, ஒருவனுக்கே குறைவர கொடுக்கும் மதில்லையிரே அதுக்கு. சில பிரயோஜனங்களை கொடுக்க மதல்லது தன்னை கொடுக்க மதில்லையிரே அதுக்கு. 4, தான் போக்கியமாயிருக்கும் மதில்லையிரே அதுக்கு. Means Kalpaka Vriksham, the tree which is there in the Devalokam, cannot create bhaktas, cannot create people who seek, whereas Perumal can simply create, because one, he creates this Jagat. Not only that, he creates bhaktas, he facilitates us to get transformed into bhaktas, prapannas. So, Kalpaka Vriksham cannot do any of these things. Number 2, the Kalpaka Vriksham would not give just like that without any limit, unbounded, limitless, whereas Perumal can give limitless. There is no way that one can see limits in the way Perumal can shower. And number 3, Kalpaka Vriksham can grant this, that or that, that's all. It's only finite, whereas Perumal can grant himself. Number 4, Kalpaka Vriksham is so ugly to look at, whereas Perumal is so sweet. Smita Vikasitam Charu Bimbadaroshtam. Look at his lips, look at his chubby cheeks, look at the beautiful Karyavagi Pudai Parandu Milirndu Shevvariyodiya Neenda Periyavaya Kangal Ennai Pedamai Shaidanave. Look at those large, well spread out, darting, ruddy lined eyes. Look at those curvy Vakkum Nayanamum Vayum Muruvalum Mukkum Irundava Kanire Moigalalir Vande Kanire. That muk, aquiline nose, that sharp nose. No way that we can see limit in enjoyment of his beautiful Tirimeni. Parama Bhogyam. So, Yanakke, even such a lowly me, he granted himself to me. Tannai Tanda Karpakam. Yen Amudam, my sweetest nectar. So, Kalpaka Vriksham is no way comparable with Perumal. So, Swami Nammalva says, Ennavadai, Yattanai Nalaikku Podum Pulavirgal, Manna, Manisharai Padi Padekkum Perum Porul. How many days are you going to sing in praise of those human mortals and end up your life? Go and praise Perumal, who can grant anything and everything that you are looking for. Swami Desikan mentions in Yadavabhyudaya Mahakavyam, there was a In Krishna Vamsham, there was Yadu Chakravarti, and Yadu Chakravarti was so benevolent, such a great king Chakravarti. He would give anything and everything that people come and ask for. And the one who gets from Yadu Chakravarti, when he goes back, anybody who comes on the road seeking help from Yadu Chakravarti, their needs are met with the first person who receives from Yadu Chakravarti. The first person, say Madhavakannan, goes to Yadu Chakravarti, gets whatever that I want, much more than what I want. Yadu Chakravarti showers me with gifts. Then once I get all those material, I come out. On the way back, I see very many hundreds of people who come to see Yadu Chakravarti and seek help from him. When such is the case, I myself would say, okay, wait, Chakravarti gave me a lot, so you also take from me. So I myself would give them whatever that they need to their satisfaction, much to their heart content. And they go back without even going to Chakravarti. They finish off their needs just with me. Such is the greatness of Yadu Chakravarti. And Swami Desikan here mentions that if Yadu Chakravarti, a Sadharana Chakravarti, has got so much audharyam, benevolence, what about Sarva Lokeshwaran, Siyapati Sriman Narayana? He would definitely give. And these Durdevatas, these Idara Devatas, they can only grant what the people ask. Maybe a cow, maybe a house, maybe a progeny, maybe a whatever, exam pass, maybe a promotion, maybe a girl's marriage, something, nothing more. These Alpa Palan, that's what they would get from those Idara Devatas. Whereas our Perumal, you go and ask for the same thing from Perumal, the cow, the house, the promotion, the pass, the marriage, whatever, he would give that first, and he would just not stop with that. He would go on giving much and more to you, and he would have a Bhagavatottama intervene you in your life, and that Bhagavatottama would change you, which facilitate you to go to Sadacharyan, and you will undergo Pancha Samskaram and Baranyasam and ultimately attain moksha by performing Sharanagati. So you first went to Perumal just for getting a promotion in your career, or getting a 10th standard or PSLE marks, pass, that's all, nothing more. Now that transformed you into this much. He is so much of Artikalpaka. So he grants himself, he is much more than Kalpakavaksham, and he would not only give himself, he is Parama Bhogyam. Adiye Kavitarthika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. Dhanyosmi.